What's going on, folks? So, I guess we still need to talk about this humility thing because I don't think you guys are getting it, right? You know, I try to speak to you guys in a way to make you understand that, and it's really part of this bigger story. You guys know the story, right? I told you thumb through your books, right? Your religious texts or whatever these things that you hold dear, right, about your humanity. And you've read about the things of past. Some of you believe some of these things. Some of you think they're mythologies or some figments of people's imagination. But I want you guys to understand something. Is that you're in a time where you're more corrupt than you've ever been, right? You're at your most corrupt. And, I want you guys to understand that this is the age where, at some point there's going to be a reckoning. And, all of the things and the way that you think in your conscious imaginations. In ancient times, these folks, there were golden ages of time, that are recorded, right? Where you see this beautiful, architecture or statues or things that have lasted since BC, since those times. And we have them in museums and we go look at them and we relish them for their value, for their monetary amount that we give to them. Right? But in a bigger sense, we don't understand that those people lived in the golden age simply because they were higher in their consciousness. These were the times where, there was a balance. The lower energies knew its place and higher energies walked amongst man at certain times. And man was good in his heart, just in general. There was a general sense of goodness in man's heart. There was no jealousy. Everyone had everything. Now, I talk about this because I want you guys to understand in these spiritual societies, all of the science of God is reality, folks. The reality are the worlds that you see around you. The greatness of my blessing. Just like I know the world, quote unquote, that I live on, right? Mother Earth, right? I know her personally. And I know the moon goddess herself, whom is a world, and there are all of those beings are worlds. There are societies within those worlds, right? I haven't been shown other things other than what I know about these higher societies. But all throughout the universe, folks, there are trillions of greater societies. They're greater and they have everything. There is no such thing of any of the foolish things that you guys suffer from, in this material existence. Those things don't exist. There's a higher vibrational field, just like you have a vibrational field here in your material plane, which is third dimensional. And because of that balance, you're right in the middle between the negative energies and the positive. You always have to struggle with that duality. And many of you are so weak that you fall to the lower ends of that duality, which is why it's corrupted. See, you don't get it. You guys are lost in a lot of things. Mother Earth is holding your reality in her hands. She's a real, actual being. She's a goddess. She's an actual being, folks. You are a human being, right? And because of your lowness in consciousness, you're not connected. Somewhere this golden age, everyone knew this stuff. That's why it's written. But we try to pass it off now as mythology and stuff. How is the mythology of these beings exist at current day, present day? They do their duties. If they stopped doing them, you wouldn't have a reality. And that's a fact, But I was looking at this report, from late last year about this. There was this cow, right? And the cow was pregnant. And it was on its way to the slaughterhouse. And maybe like 10 minutes before that cow was about to be taken off to the slaughterhouse, it managed to jump 8 feet from some enclosure or something. And it escaped. It was rescued by, some group, some animal rights group or something. And it was able to deliver its calf. But what I want you guys to understand is that you guys look at that story and you still don't equate to the fact that that cow in consciousness is equal to you. That cow felt identical to you, how you would feel if you know, you were pregnant and someone was hunting you. So this is how I'm going to phrase this. I said this in a previous video that I was going to talk about this. What if you were the hunted? You guys don't understand. There are trillions of greater societies, right, who live on these planets who are actually beings. And that's why it's a blessing, because I know the worlds, folks. You know, therefore I know the societies. If you know the worlds, if you open up your hearts and consciousness, you will know the worlds. Therefore, you will know the societies, folks. You're not going to be able to do it by trying to get a hammer and nails and build a rocket ship until you get something straight in your hearts. This is a fact. Right? This is the formula. This is the science of God. This is how this works, right? Okay? You're not in control of anything. But you know, you look at these animals and you looked at their story, and many of you probably just laugh your butts off about some cow escaping, you know, 10 minutes before the slaughterhouse. And many of you may have made jokes about, yeah, you know, she saved herself from getting on my dinner table or something. And you may have laughed and chuckled about something like that, a statement. You know, because it went through my mind of how someone would say that. I know people who are just assholes and who will say something like that. You know, this cow should, you know, they got lucky because they would have been on my plate or something. And you look at things like that. But what if you would have hunted? You're so weak you don't even get it. You're no better than the cows, folks. You're just a step above what you perceive in the cow's intelligence. But really, there is no such thing of intelligence, folks. Emotional intelligence is the real intelligence. That cow on a certain level is equal to you. They live in a different, you know, lifestyle or habitat or something than you have, right? But that doesn't make you smarter, because you're stupid and you believe it like that. So you slaughter animals, you know, in these factories, just like that cow was on its way to its death. You slaughter millions of animals, and you don't think about, you know, the fact that they have a life, that they literally want to be alive, just like you. At any given time, folks, the humility is shown to you. And at any given time, the greater beings can crush you or do whatever they will. At any time, right? You guys will get what's coming to you because you just don't wake up to that fact, right? You harm nature. I told you guys there's a nature goddess, right? And all of them are watching and witnessing everything that you do, right? In every second, in every moment, right? All of the crimes that you have done. And there will be a day of reckoning, folks, for those reasons. You laugh about it because, and really in your consciousness, whether you really equate to the fact that you're no better than things or not, that is the problem, folks, right? When you read it in your religious books, what do you think about these statements that are said about your behaviors? You know they're talking about you, right? Because you're looking around and you're seeing the identical things that you are doing right now. You're seeing the things that are to come that you are literally implementing right now. See it playing out in front of your faces, but somehow, you know, these TV shows and something stupid is more important to you. You just want to have a simple life in that regard. But life should be simple, folks. It requires higher energy, folks. When you're lazy, you don't want to invest that time into doing something that will make your society greater. That's why I said you want to be enslaved or something. You know, it's right before your eyes in every way. You know, how come all of these other societies, how come they have everything, folks? There is no one who's suffering on any level. And that's what makes them heavenly worlds, because they operate in a heavenly vibration. You're third dimensional, so you're trying to calculate this stuff and it's just too high over your pay grades. And sometimes you need to leave these things alone, right? It's not always about trying to get a pencil and paper out all the time, because this is what has doomed you. Your fucking bullshit counting and the way you look at things is how you can't reason with your bigger humanity. I keep saying this. You are shown humility every day, and there'll be a day that'll come where God will show you, right, that you never were in control, right? You know, what makes you believe that this world is here for you, for your society to take over? Are you kidding? Do you understand Mother Earth is great? Do you understand this? If you guys saw her, you would tremble, because once again, you would realize within the science of God that God is holding everything, all creation and reality in his hands. He is that great, folks. Right? And he's giving will to all of that creation to look at itself and feel and the life in it comes to life and it can be itself. And Mother Earth is just in the breakdown of that too. She's in the science of God, which is her holding you, or the sun is holding her in his hands. And it's just the breakdown, folks. It's the science. It's a fact. That breaks down into nature, the nature goddess. Okay? You know, it's really interesting. You know, animals and you people just don't understand. You know, you're no greater than anything else. But your arrogance about who you are, this is what's going to damn you. Just like watching a train wreck. You can't wait to sit down and get your popcorn and watch this train wreck, except you're on the fucking train, you fucking fools. You know, so funny. It's pretty cold out here too. Got to get on. Love talking to you folks. You guys going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior, because I love it. You know, but, you know, once I was enlightened by God, I realized that I'm no better than anything else, right? God is everything, folks. You know, once you realize that, you'll get it. You know, you'll stop this covetous shit you're doing all the time, right? But you're not going to get better. That's the whole point, you know? So just enjoy the novelty of going to your little services every week and just enjoying each other's fellowship. Because it's not really about the truth, right? You don't want the truth. You just want to feel good, right? But you'll see. Pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. You can pick that book up on Amazon. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You folks have a great one. Stay warm. I should have had a cap on. I always do stuff like this. I'm always outside, and you know, because I really was going to just jump in the car, but I wanted to talk to you guys. So you guys have a great week. We'll talk soon. Take care.